भारतवर्ष के लोक में ये दर्शन व्याप्त है। आपने बहुत सुंदर ढंग से योग दर्शन के ऐतिहासिक पृष्ठभूमि को स्पष्ट करते हुए उसके उपरांत आपने भारतीय ज्ञान परंपरा के संदर्भ में इसे बहुत रोचक ढंग से समझाया और तदुपरांत आप उसे लेकर के आए आदि गुरु जगत गुरु शंकराचार्य जी पर। तो ये बहुत ही अच्छी बात होती है कि बहुत सारे विषयों को एक व्याख्यान के अंतर्गत इतने सरल ढंग से समेटना कि कहीं पर भी गैप नहीं आने पाता है। निश्चित रूप से आपका व्याख्यान हमारे लिए एक पूंजी के समान था और आपके विचारों का जो प्रसार है वो हमें अनेकानेक वर्षों तक गतिमान करता रहेगा, ऐसा मेरा पूरा विश्वास है। और मैं आपको बहुत बहुत धन्यवाद देती हूँ कि आपने अपने व्यस्त समय में से हम सभी के लिए समय निकाला। सभी आचार्यगण, विद्यार्थीगण, हम सभी आपसे लाभान्वित हुए और भविष्य में मेरी आपसे ऐसा अपेक्षा है, आशा है, विश्वास है कि आपकी छत्र छाया हमें प्राप्त होती रहेगी और एक संरक्षक की भांति हमेशा आप हमसे जुड़े रहेंगे, हमारा मार्गदर्शन करते रहेंगे। बहुत बहुत धन्यवाद। Now, this is the time to call Professor P.K. Das sir, who is Head Department of Philosophy in Utkal University in campus of Nayagarh College. And I would like to request Professor P.K. Das sir to join the session. Sir is here. Sir, can you listen me?
Yes,
P.K.
yes,
Das,
yes,
sir?
yes, ma'am.
Yes, sir. On behalf of Department of Philosophy, I would like to welcome you, sir. And it is your energy that you have created a wonderful family, philosophy family. And ever we present our views there. But this is the first time to welcome you on this platform. This is our good luck that we are with you. And I would like to request you that please enlighten us with your lecture. And you are going to telling the Nyaya Darshan. And this is the beauty of this session that various lectures are here. We have listened Professor Shivani ma'am on aesthetics. After that, we have shifted to Yog Darshan, and this is the time to listen Nyaya Darshan. So we have tried to sum up the various philosophies here. With these words, I would like to welcome again you, sir. And this is over to you, Professor P.K. Das, sir. Thank you, sir.
Thank you, madam. Am I audible, properly audible, madam? Hello? Am I audible, madam?
Yes, sir. You are very much audible.
Okay. Namaskar to all of you. Honorable Vice Chancellor, madam. Very esteemed Indu Khundri, madam, Head of the Department. All the distinguished speakers, research scholars, Professor Seshadri sir is there. I am very happy. My talk will be on Naya epistemology. I can directly see the faces of the students, though that is through my philosophic eyes. I had a desire to visit your university so that we can have a direct communication with the students. So my talk will be focused only for the students. That I am very happy, and I shake my hands for them. I shall have a suggestion for the philosophy students. When we are studying philosophy, we should have an analytic approach and a comparative approach. That is the beauty of the study of philosophy. And Indian philosophical systems are so integrated. Suppose we are discussing Naya Darsana, you will find Advaitism is there. You will find all systems in Naya system. I shall explain how it is. where Western philosophy fails, where Indian philosophy fails. That is how we can. So that is the dialectic process. We should not be one-sided. We should not be biased by any ism. We should not advocate any ism whole life. We should not be a party to a particular system. A philosopher should be a neutral personality. So as a student of philosophy, you should behave like a philosopher, because that is the purpose of our study, the purpose of the study of philosophy. You see, the difference between Western epistemology and Indian epistemology, the basic difference is that in Western philosophical systems, knowledge is pursued only for the sake of knowledge. It is simply a cognitive instrument. There is a knower, something to be known, and then the process of knowing. These three are also distinct to each other. But Indian epistemology is not that. Indian epistemology is very much connected with aesthetics, as Shivani Madam was discussing. Indian epistemology is very much connected with yoga. Indian epistemology is very much connected with metaphysics. Indian epistemology is very much connected with ethics. Here in Vedanta, in Indian tradition, we should take the credit of knowledge, that by knowing we become something. Knowing is becoming. Aham Brahmasmi. Through the knowledge of Brahman, I shall become Brahman. If I focus on a matter sincerely, seriously, after few days, I shall become a materialist. Very much experimental. Try and see. Suppose you run after matters, you value matters, and you ignore all other aspects of life. After some time, you will become a materialist. If you focus on the spiritual aspect, you shall become a spiritualist. So the purpose of knowledge here in Indian tradition is transformation of yourself. What you are today, you should be you should have your higher version day by day, day by day, day by day. In philosophy of Sri Aurobindo, it is beautifully said that there is a ascending process from matter to Sachidananda. So the point is, this is Indian knowledge system, that knowledge is liberative by nature. Cha vidya ja vimukta. Knowledge is very much connected with our existence, our feelings. Sat Chit Ananda. Chit is consciousness that is not a distinct entity that defines our existence, that is integrated with our existence. Three things. I exist. Now I exist on the screen. Everybody is hearing to me. I very much exist now. I am, Shivani Madam said very beautifully, not only I exist, I am conscious that I exist, and at the same time, I am enjoying my existence. If one of these three faculties, three aspects will be missing, then I exist no more. Sachidanand, Sat, truth or existence, it's integrally connected with Chit and Ananda. I exist, I am conscious of my existence, and I feel my existence. Similarly, you students, you exist, you are hearing, you are not absent-minded, you are conscious that you exist, and at the same time, you are enjoying this webinar program. The organizers, they are enjoying these webinar programs. So that is the aesthetic sense, that we enjoy our existence. We live our thoughts. Philosophy is directly connected with human existence, human life. This flavor is missing in Western philosophy. You see, in the Naya epistemology, there is a valid source of knowledge, that is perception. But it is not that perception which is discussed in Western philosophy. In Western philosophy, perception means the mere contact between sense organ and objects. I saw this table and I have the knowledge of the table. The sensory contact between the sense organ and the object. But it is not that in the Naya system. In Naya system, there are threefold contacts. Without that, knowledge is impossible. Sense organs will come in contact with objects. This is one step. Mind will come in contact with the sense organs. Second step. The third step is soul will come in contact with the mind. Very practical, very scientific. The Naya epistemology, the common sense view of epistemology. Pragmatic epistemology. A layman can understand that how mind interferes in the cognitive process, how soul is necessary for the cognitive process. Suppose you are driving your car, your mind is absent, you are upset for any reason, there is a chance for accident. Though you see the road, you see everything, but your mind is absent. Your mind fails to be in contact with your sense organs. Mind is absent. Therefore, even if you see the road, you will face accident. Even your mind is alert. If there is not a contact with your higher consciousness, then your mind will not work. In Odisha, a great professor murdered his father. Do you think that he did not have mind? Many doctors commit suicide. Many industrialists commit suicide. Why? In spite of having mind, they are not connected with their consciousness. Therefore, yoga is necessary. In Western philosophy, mind is just like brain. But in Indian tradition, mind is not a brain. Mind is the emotional aspect only. In Bhagavad Gita, it is very beautifully said. There is a difference between mind and intellect. Mind is mono. Mono is the emotional aspect, feelings. But there is intellect, which is discriminative by nature. It discriminates between dharma, adharma, good, bad. Any type of descriptions we made, mind becomes judgmental in the intellect state. So this is the difference between mind and intellect. That concept is not there in Western philosophy. Again, what happens? Suppose we start from Descartes to Leibniz. They only focus on mind, that mind is the only source of knowledge. They ignore experience. Suppose we take Locke to David Hume. They give importance to sense experience, that only sense experience is the source of knowledge. Then Immanuel Kant reconciled these two instruments, but he failed to assess the reality. Because by taking both mind and sense experience, we can only know the phenomena. We don't have any access for the phenomena. But this is not Indian philosophy. In Indian philosophy, knowing the reality and the reality itself is same thing. That means knowledge and existence are coextensive. If there is less extension in the knowledge, that is nothing but ignorance. Today you are ignorant, you have less extension, you are less extensive, but the highest possibility of extensive is Brahman, it's the totality, it's the whole. That is the goal of yoga. By that process of yoga, the individual becomes the universal. So that possibility, that type of a discussion is missing in Western philosophy. If you are talking about mind, you are talking about mind extremely. Leibniz said that all ideas are innate. If you are talking about sense experience, then you are reducing to knowledge to the level of sense data. Then if you try to reconcile even you can't assess the reality itself. Nomena cannot be known. Nomena is unknown and unknowable. Nomena is not the human possibility of knowing. But here knowing and becoming, knowledge of the reality and the reality itself are same, one and same thing. Here in Indian tradition, knower, knowledge, and known, these three are separate. This is the common sense view. But the more we become knowledgeable, the more we realize the truth, these three will be mingled together. You will have no distinction who is the knower, what is the knowledge, and what is known. This is the beauty of Indian philosophical, Indian knowledge system. Why do we give credit to Indian system? Only because it is man-centered. And Veda says, Manur Bhava, be a man. This instruction is not there for animals. We don't say dog, be a dog. We don't ask God, be God. But why it is advice to man, be a man? Because there is a possibility for man not to be a man. Man is the only animal who can use and misuse his rationality. So it is spirituality that can guide our rationality. Because we possess rationality, but at the same time we are free to misuse it. Therefore, spirituality is very much essential. And Naya epistemological system is so comprehensive that it has included everything. It has included the common sense view of epistemology, that there is a direct perception that I see the object. At the same time, it is speaking about that when I see the object, it has two stages. Nirvikalpa. That means I am perceiving the object without its determining factors, its aspects, its gunas, its
सर आपका माइक
I see something. That something is not determinate. It is indeterminate. It is not same as that Brahman. We can compare with it. That when there is a nirvikalpa, my mind fails to see any determining factor. Then comes savikalpa, that gradually I see the determining factors. I see the aspects. So the nirakara becomes sakara in the epistemological model. So in the nirvikalpa state, I perceive something which has no kalpa, it's nirvikalpa. It is that nirguna, it is that nirakara, it is that shunya, it is that shunya. But gradually, I perceive that object with its gunas, That is this jagat, that is this manifestation of this jagat. The second possibility is we can move from students. This is very practical. This is not philosophy. This is very practical. Whenever you look at anything, suddenly you cannot recognize. Even you see your father, even. Suppose you see your father, there is a spark of a moment, you see nothing. Then you recognize that he is my father. Then you respond accordingly. So at the first sight, you see nothing. Then you see everything. So there is a passage from nothing to everything. Okay. So there is a fallacy when that everything comes. There is no fallacy in the Nirvikalpa. And the second, the reverse journey is also possible in Naya epistemology. That we can move from Nirvikalpa to Sabvikalpa, and also we can back from Sabvikalpa to Nirvikalpa, that is yogas. The extraordinary perception, Samanya Lakkhana perception, Jnana Lakkhana perception, and yogas, the intuitive cognition. That we have intuitive aspect also. That means we can withdraw Pratyahara, that as Patanjali Yoga says, Pratyahara. You can withdraw the qualities. You can be free from the qualities. In that technology is also possible in the Naya epistemology through the extraordinary way. Aloikika Jnana, Samanya Lakshana, that I can see the particulars, and at the same time I can see the abstract qualities which cannot be seen physically. That samanya, that universal, can be perceived. This possibility is there in Naya system. In Western tradition, they will say that it is nonsense. What you see, just say this. To be is to be perceived. Berkeley said. To be is to be perceived. If you do not perceive, don't say. Can't say it. If you know, speak this. You know the phenomena, speak about phenomena. Your categories of understanding will not fit there in the phenomena. But here we can know the reality. The reality is knowable. Reality is experienceable. And I shall become that reality. I am less reality, I shall become the whole reality. Aham Brahmasmi, I shall become that Brahma. So in a particular layer of consciousness, I identify myself as a human being. But in another layer of consciousness, I shall be able to identify myself with Brahman. So there is a degree of difference of layers of consciousness. Therefore we are different. Our personalities are different. Our thoughts are different because we belong to different layers of consciousness. We are same human beings. We have same human bodies, same educational qualification. Everything is the same. Still, our status of existence, our thought process, our ethical consciousness are different. Why? Because we exist in different layers of consciousness. Therefore, there are seers. Seers are there because they see the whole reality. Therefore, there is Vishwarupa Darshan in Bhagavad Gita. Arjuna failed to see the whole reality. Therefore, Arjuna was confused. But Lord Krishna is that personality who sees the whole reality. Therefore, he is Sthitaprajna. He knows the reality. He knows the past, present, and future. Therefore, he is not confused. So this is the difference of our layers of consciousness. So that possibility is here in Indian tradition. So here the aim of epistemology is not to acquire knowledge, just like information. Knowledge is not information. Information, knowledge, and wisdom, the three things. We simply gather some informations for our practical necessity. That is also good. That is data analysis. That is good. I need address to this at a place. That is good. And we systematically know something, that is science. But at the same time, I need wisdom that will bring transformation in my thought process. That will make me a good human being. That will make me complete. That will make me Brahman. That is wisdom. That will give me peace. That will give me liberation. Liberation or mukhya, that is the Parama Purusartha. I am not taking that in so high sense. There is another sense of mukhya, that is Jivana Mukti. At least you enjoy Jivana Mukti. Live a life of freedom. A philosopher should live a life of Jivana Mukti. At least you are free from the pairs of opposites that disturb your mind. Win and failure, name and defame. In Bhagavad Gita, it is very beautiful said. The mind is such an instrument. The mind is the only instrument with us. There is no other instrument, even not sense organs. If sense organs are guided by mind only, so mind is the guru. Mind is the only instrument. So mind is the only instrument that can bind us and that can liberate us. So through our mind, we can bind ourselves, and through the same mind, we can liberate ourselves. So between me, myself, and Brahman, the instrument is mind. I am I because of my mind. I am Brahman because of my mind. So mind is the teacher. Mind is the only instrument which binds me and liberates me. So Naya philosophy, Naya system, Naya epistemology gives importance to mind. That without mind, sense organs are useless. Sense organs cannot function. Sense organs, even if they are contact with the object, cannot form knowledge. And mind should come in contact with the consciousness. So there are threefold connection. So this is the difference. That then when you are studying Naya perception, so you take all these things, how perception is discussed in Locke, Berkeley, Hume, and Immanuel Kant, how perception is discussed in Western philosophy, and how perception is discussed so beautifully, so comprehensively, so practically, so lively in Naya philosophy, Naya system. That, and it is very true, it is very practical. We can experience it. You just experience it. Yes, I see, but I fail to see. Sometimes I fail to see. I think. Sometimes I fail to think. I become indecisive. Arjuna became indecisive. Arjuna became indecisive, but Lord Krishna did not become indecisive. Man becomes indecisive when there is not a contact with the higher self. God is symbolic. When we are discussing about God in the Naya system or in any other system, it creates some confusion. You just take that in the higher self. You just take it in the higher layer of consciousness. Then it will be better understood. That my puzzled mind, my thoughtful mind should be connected with the thoughtless mind, the pure mind. The pure mind, the nirvikalpa mind, the sabvikalpa mind should be connected with the nirvikalpa mind so that my sabvikalpa thoughts will be regulated. And by that way, we can make judgments. And what happens in inference? How inference of Naya is different from Western inference? In Western inference, that is either deductive or inductive. If we are discussing about deduction, there are certain rules of deduction that there are certain rules of deduction, and by applying the such rules, we are drawing the conclusion from the premises. This is deduction. And in induction, what happens? We go on experiencing the similar facts, then we stop, then we make a general conclusion. This crow is black, that crow, that crow, that crow, that crow, that. Therefore, all crows are black. That is the inductive leap between the observed and unobserved. This is separately dealt in Western philosophy, but Naya system takes both. Naya inference takes both deduction and induction together. And according to Naya epistemology, if they will not be mingled together, we cannot have a complete sense of inference. You see how Naya inference is different from the Western sense of inference. Then I shall go to comparison. You see, in comparison, generally we understand that there is a comparison between two objects. Suppose two beautiful girls are there. Then we'll compare the beautiful two places are there. When there are two places or many places, many things, we make a comparison. This is the general understanding of comparison. But Naya systems comparison is not that. Naya systems comparison is the comparison between language and a reality, thought and a reality, mind and a reality. What I think that that is compared with the reality. I shall give credit to Naya system. Now we are taking so high of Wittgenstein. That 20th century philosopher Wittgenstein has so fame, so popular in Tacitus and philosophical investigation. I shall say Tacitus picture theory of meaning is comparison of a Naya system. The proposition, the elementary proposition pictures the reality. The language pictures the reality. Naya comparison said that thousands of years ago, that if I have a definition in my mind, if that relates to, that corresponds to the fact outside, then this knowledge is valid knowledge. This comparison is valid. So that is a comparison between my proposition that is in my mind, the description, the thought, the definition with the reality. Picture theory of meaning of Wittgenstein. You can compare. It's not a big thing. It is the same thing it is said in the Naya epistemology in the section of a comparison. I have the idea of a gabaya, the wheeled cow. It looks like a cow, and with that impression, I am going to the jungle, and I saw such similar animal, and I say, "Oh, this is." Similarly, I take an address that is kept in my mind, and I am searching the place according to the address that is installed in my mind. Same thing. Similarly, philosophical investigation, the language game theory, exactly that is the authority of a Naya system. That when we accept the authority, there are two types, Laukika and Alaukika. The Vedic authority that cannot be questioned. That cannot be questioned in the sense, it is not that is that cannot be questioned because it is taken to be granted. Sometimes we live according to this aspect also. When Vice Chancellor was speaking about very beautifully, I don't know to what department she belongs, but she spoke very well about philosophy. Sometimes when we speak, even Professor Sibani Madam and Dwarkanath sir, when they were speaking, we are all spellbound. When something is mesmerizing you, when you are lost in somebody's talk, that authoritiveness. Otherwise, you cannot be lost. You cannot be mesmerized. You cannot have that aesthetic sense. You cannot have. You will identify with the truth. So that aptavakya, that supreme truth is revealed to such persons, seers. So whatever they say, that cannot be questioned. Okay, so this is the point. But authority has another sense when a teacher is saying, when a book is something is written in the book in the linguistic form, there are some qualifications we have to follow. That, for example, akanksha means the words should be connected. Words should be connected. Yogyata means there shouldn't be any contradiction in meaning. Sanidhi means the words should be written in the appropriate proximity. And Tatparja means that the intention should be very clear. The contextuality. In which context you are using this? Is it not the same? The language game theory of Wittgenstein? The same theory is there in the Naya epistemology. I feel proud being an Indian that how all the, there is no such ism in Western philosophy that is not in Indian philosophy. Therefore, we ultimately ask, what more? Iske aage kya hai? Iske aage kya hai? That answer is in Indian philosophy. All concepts, all isms that is available in Western philosophy, that is already in existentialism in Indian philosophy, pragmatism in Indian philosophy, logical positivism in Indian philosophy. What not? Then comes question, what is the next? The next is self-realization. The next is that I shall become happy. The next, every system of Indian philosophy speaks about dukkha, that jivan is dukkha purna. This life is full of suffering. And the only goal of a philosophy, only goal of a darsana is to get rid of suffering, to be happy, to have that ananda. I shall enjoy that blissful existence, truthful existence, and blissful existence. My existence will be truthful, Sat, and my existence will be blissful, Ananda. So, truthful existence and blissful existence is the goal of a philosophy. And Naya system, nobody can imagine that such beautiful things are there in the Naya system. So, don't, my students, my dear students, just don't read your text one after another and try to remember it. No, you relate one system with other systems. Okay, so that is how you can have a better understanding. I shall not speak more. I shall speak this much. Thank you. Thank you. Grateful to all of you for listening to me.
Thank you so much, sir. And you have nicely delivered upon the epistemological aspects of Nyaya Darshan. And it was really wonderful and amazing. We have eager to listen you again and again. And it was our good fate to have you here. So thank you so much again on behalf of Philosophy Department of HNB Garhwal University. And really, it was a nice opportunity to listen you. We wanted to have you here physically, but we uh, have some several complications. You know that. So next time, definitely we will try to enjoy your lecture physically here, and it will be a better opportunity for us and our students too, sir. So sorry for this time, but we will try in near future. You have a wonderful faith with us, you have a harmony with us, you have intellect, you have the culture to collect the students, teachers, and academic fraternity on philosophy family. So really, I want to congratulate you on core of my heart, from core of my heart, and I'm thankful you again and again. So in near future, we will have you definitely here physically. Again, thank you so much. And
Thank you.
really, your lecture was a journey from metaphysics to epistemology to that ultimate Anand. So, thank you again. With these words, I would like to clap with this academic fraternity for you. Thank you, sir.
Madam, one sentence, one
इन्हीं
sentence.
शब्दों के साथ, चूंकि हम पहले से ही समय सीमा को तय कर चुके हैं और हमने इन सत्रों में प्रयास किया कि हम एक यात्रा करें जहां पर हम योग दर्शन को भी सुने, जहां पर हम न्याय दर्शन को भी सुने, जहां पर हम